So, what is the concept behind Maishafit? This is one I actually, to be honest, I struggle to explain. And I think it's because I'm still trying to refine the whole process of what it means in my mind. And that may only take time instead of application, So I think that's dependent upon how I evolve and develop as a human, as opposed to me knowing exactly what it is. So I still got a lot of things to go through in life, and so I wanted to demonstrate that in what I hope to build. So it's incomplete at this time. Perhaps it will never be complete, but because I have, or at least when I was young, my favorite subject was biology, and I was always fascinated with evolution. So I knew I've always wanted to do something in line with biology. It was just a subject that really gripped me when I was young, and perhaps it's because I had some really good teachers, but it's just a subject I just took a keen interest to from the get-go. So I knew I wanted to build something which had biology steeped in it. I also understood that evolution has a big part to play in who we are as humans, and sometimes giving someone a rigid formula or a structure that may not always serve them in the same vein as it does perhaps one day from another. And this is something I really came into particular contact with when I transitioned from being a physical therapy aide to a personal trainer, and realizing that each individual is at their own stage of life, and sometimes following a set, rigid set of rules or structures can be very limiting in the progress of helping an individual. So I knew I had to try and combat that, because going with old formulaic programs, protocols, I just didn't see as much success as when sometimes play and creativity and spontaneity was added to the mix. So I thought, I've got to build something which also develops like that. And I knew the subjects which I enjoyed the most, which replicated that, were certainly biology. I also enjoyed a lot of philosophical aspects of how we as an individual and the mind grows. So I knew I wanted to have that aspect to it. And obviously in building the Taxonomy, that has a big biological influence. It is biology, basically. I copied that straight out of the book, because that's what I enjoy, biology. But I also wanted to add some philosophical aspects to it, hence why you'll see a lot of quotes from people that have helped me progress as an individual over the years. So I knew I wanted to incorporate them as well, because that's emblematic of how I've progressed. So definitely the philosophy and the biology. And with a lot of the people and the clientele I work with, many of them are on this path. Who knows what to call it? A lot of people call it religious, spirituality. So I knew I had to educate myself a lot more in theological principles and just the idea of theology. And this is something new to me, but I think what I do enjoy about it, because I enjoy mathematics, is I see a lot of these numbers appearing, so like trinities and threes and sevens and ones. So that intrigued me. I didn't realize there was this mathematical aspect to it. So now I could combine the mathematics and theology, and so you'll see a lot of numerical symbolism in what I'm trying to build. And of course psychology as well, knowing that I I'm one who's kind of had to at times grapple with mental health issues. So having been fortunate enough to seek out support and being helped with, and also educating myself in the idea of the development of a mind, how it's influenced in early childhood and whatnot. So I knew I also wanted to incorporate a psychological aspect to it. And I'm a big fan of some of the people who, like Dr. Jordan Peterson, Nietzsche, Carl Jung. I like those type of people and some of the ideas they talk about, and that has really helped me. So you'll also see the 3 stages. The one in which I'm in right now currently, which would be trying to, like, the shadow integration, trying to integrate one's shadow. Second one being human integration. I haven't got to that point yet, but the third one being societal integration. So I wanted to incorporate many areas of where I enjoy studying and study of, and see how I can slowly evolve something, because that's what I want it to do, is to evolve as I evolve. And these are the genuine kind of fundamental inspirations behind the Maishafit taxonomy, and it's also what I hope to leave is some sort of template for how someone can restart again and not go into capitulation, because at times that's how we feel in life, having to get to that bottom of bottoms and trying to understand, wow, can I make it through here and get it back on track, keep my feet moving on the path. So that's how I can best explain it at this point in my development. But that and those are some of the governing subjects that I really enjoy, and I wanted to incorporate them into Maishafit to build a template or some sort of loose or genuine structure that one could follow in their own best way to try and get their feet back on the path of whatever it is your destiny is. That's a long-winded way of saying a lot of things, which I hope makes sense. And if they don't worry, because it doesn't always make sense to me either. And I know I'm leaving basically 2/3 of my company to evolve into I have no idea what. But that's all I can say. It's incomplete at the moment. I'm at the first stage of 3. Welcome.